Okay, we are on chapter 6 of the Ministry of Healing, Ellen G. White, and this chapter is titled Saved to Serve. So this is the first reading, chapter 6. It is morning on the Sea of Galilee. Jesus and his disciples have come to shore after a tempestuous night on the water, and the light of the rising sun touches sea and land as with a benediction of peace. But as they step upon the beach, they are greeted with a sight more terrible than the storm-tossed sea. From some hiding place among the tombs, two madmen rush upon them as if to tear them in pieces. Hanging about these men are parts of chains which they have broken in escaping from confinement. Their flesh is torn and bleeding, their eyes glare out from their long and matted hair. The very likeness of humanity seems to have been blotted out. They look more like wild beasts than like men. The disciples and their companions flee in terror, but presently they notice that Jesus is not with them, and they turn to look for him. He is standing where they left him. He who stilled the tempest, who has before met Satan and conquered him, does not flee before these demons. When the men, gnashing their teeth and foaming at the mouth, approach him, Jesus raises that hand which has beckoned the waves to rest, and the men can come no nearer. They stand before him, raging but helpless. With authority he bids the unclean spirits come out of them. The unfortunate men realize that one is near who can save them from the tormenting demons. They fall at the Saviour's feet to entreat his mercy, but when their lips are opened, the demons speak through them, crying, "What have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us?" Matthew 8:29. So they recognized him as the Son of God. The evil spirits are forced to release their victims, and a wonderful change comes over the demoniacs. Light shines into their minds, their eyes beam with intelligence. The countenances so long deformed into the image of Satan become suddenly mild. The blood-stained hands are quiet, and the men lift their voices in praise to God. Meanwhile, the demons, cast out from their human habitation, have entered into the swine and driven them to destruction. The keepers of the swine hurry away to publish the news, and the whole population flock to meet Jesus. The two demoniacs have been the terror of the country. Now these men are clothed and in their right mind, sitting at the feet of Jesus, listening to his words, and glorifying the name of him who has made them whole. But those who behold this wonderful scene do not rejoice. The loss of the swine seems to them of greater moment than the deliverance of these captives of Satan. In terror they throng about Jesus, beseeching him to depart from them, and he complies, taking ship at once for the opposite shore. Far different is the feeling of the restored demoniacs. They desire the companionship of the deliverer. In his presence they feel secure from the demons that have tormented their lives and wasted their manhood. As Jesus is about to enter the boat, they keep close to his side, kneel at his feet, and beg to remain near him, where they may listen to his words. But Jesus bids them go home and tell what great things the Lord has done for them. Here is a work for them to do, to go to a heathen home and tell of the blessings they have received from Jesus. So God doesn't expect from you to change other people. He only wants you to testify of what he has done for you. It is hard for them to be separated from the Savior. Great difficulties will beset them in association with their heathen countrymen, and their long isolation from society seems to have disqualified them for this work. But as soon as he points out their duty, they are ready to obey. And that is so with most of the people that God calls to ministry. They're not ready when he calls them, but he sees in them what they can't see yet. So if you show availability, he will make you able to do what he calls you for. Not only did they tell their own households and neighbors about Jesus, but they went throughout Decapolis, everywhere declaring his power to save and describing how he had freed them from the demons. I'm going to do the second reading of chapter 6, Ellen G. White, The Ministry of Healing.